Got mom guilt? Yeah, I know, most of us do. But today we are going to dive into work at home mom guilt, acknowledging it and figuring it out. So stay tuned because pretty sure you're gonna need this. Hey there, fellow work at home moms. Thank you for joining me. My name is Laurel. I am here at my own desk, ready to dive in and dish it out depending on the topic. It is nighttime here because this is the easiest time I can manage to get this squeezed in as quick as possible while my husband's doing chores, my kids are in bed. Hopefully nobody comes out and says,
"Is this the long nap or the short nap?"
Or,
"I need more water."
Yeah, that happens all the time. But today I am so excited because we are kicking off the first episode of our new season, Got Work at Home Mom Guilt. I think that this is going to be a lot of fun to unpack together because mom guilt is such a big deal, and it seems to be like the virus that's running rampant amongst women. So we are going to dive in all season, figuring out ways to work around mom guilt, figuring out where it comes from, why we feel it, and all the things, especially as work at home moms. So I'm really excited. Get comfy, grab your favorite cup of coffee or tea or whatever it is that you drink these days, and let's dive into this rather probably uncomfortable topic. As work at home moms, whether you are new at this or you've been doing this for a really long time, grappling with trying to balance young children, middle-aged children, and having a work at home business, whether you are working for somebody or you run your own company, there's a lot of mom guilt that is associated with that. I was just on Facebook the other day and saw a string of posts in a work at home mom group where this mom was saying, is it actually really possible? Are there women out there who think that they can actually give 100% of attention to their children and 100% of attention to their careers or their bosses or their businesses that they work at? And so many people got on, and it was a really hot topic for moms because there is a lot of mom guilt that is surrounding working from home, paying attention to your business, paying attention to your career and your job and the hours and the deadlines and the things that you have to do, while also then still managing your children and your home and your family. And the fact is that this is going to surround women and moms of all ages and varieties and types, because to be real, mom guilt's out there for everybody. If you want a little bit of mom guilt, it's out there for you. So don't think that this is just a work at home mom issue, but we're going to discuss that facet of it because that's what applies to me, and it obviously is what applies to you since you clicked on the video. We're going to go ahead and just jump in and figure out some reasons why people experience mom guilt, reasons for it, and how we can just acknowledge that and be real about it. I think one of the biggest reasons that women experience mom guilt is because there's so much comparison. We have so many examples of women these days, whether they're true or whether they're not. And I think that when we use those comparisons, it causes us to stumble and fall. We aren't keeping our eyes on our lane. We're too focused on what somebody else is doing, whether they're doing it better than us, whether they're doing it differently than us. And the fact is, no one is going to run this race like you do. So you've got to focus on your own race. And I know it's hard, and I know it's easier said than done, but you were brought here on purpose to take care of this exact set of skills. And you don't have to feel guilt about the way you're doing it. You do have to skill up. You have to be willing to grow and continue improving. But you don't have to constantly feel like you're not doing it as great as this person over here and you can't ever measure up to the Instagram influencer over there, because the comparison thing is just not going to do you any good. So drop that like it's hot and get it out of here, because nobody has time for comparison. You've got too much to do. I think the other reason that people, especially moms, experience a lot of this mom guilt is the balancing between work and family. It feels like it's a never-ending balance, and you're never going to get the scales just right. Sometimes work is taking up all your time. Sometimes your family's taking up all your time. How do you find that balance? And what I want you to keep in mind when you're considering this work-life balance is that there is no balance. There is no balance. And I know that feels really hard, but I want you to just give yourself a minute, because I was thinking when I was pondering what it means to have this balance or to juggle your family and your children, keep in mind, let's say that you put your children in a school or in a daycare or something. which I'm not saying you can't or shouldn't. I'm just saying if you did, do you really think that the person taking care of your child is giving them 100% of the time? Or do you think your child's teacher is giving them 100% of attention all day, every day? No, the teacher is spreading her attention out amongst a ton of students, plus paperwork, plus grading, lots of other things. Work. She's working in her office, grading papers while your child is there with them. I'm not judging that. It's a statement. It's a fact. It's just part of it. So, and then even a daycare provider, they're not going to be paying attention to your child 100% of the time. So get that out of your head, that balance, thinking that in order to have balance, you have to be able to give 100% to this and then 100% of that to that. Life is not that segregated. You're not going to be able to do it. So why don't, instead of living up to that perfection in your mind, why don't you just the balance, change the scales, and realize that that's not even feasible, and let's find something that works better for you. Integration, work-life integration. Find a way to integrate them together in a way that works for your family that doesn't need to be balanced. I think that this is a really interesting season because the next thing to acknowledge with mom guilt is societal expectations. And I think it's really interesting because a lot of women want to get on this bandwagon that society expects way too much out of women. We expect them to keep the house and take care of the kids and feed them food and then to work and bring an income in for the family. And I think it's really interesting because society has always kind of had those expectations on women, if you think about it. Like if you watch any kind of historic documentary, they are always talking about how hard women work. Women have always been hard workers. You know, there were generations where they had to provide all the food for the family. They had to grow it. They had to store it. They had to preserve it. And so to just assume that those women didn't have societal expectations is so weird to me because they obviously had a lot of work to do and they had their kids around. So I really think that it would be nice if we change this tune of, oh, the society expects too much out of me. I shouldn't have to be working and taking care of my children. I don't know. I just think that that's kind of a cop-out. As women in this generation, we are so privileged. I'm serious. When I wake up in the morning, I can change out a load in the dishwasher. I can put my clothes in the washing machine. I can run food for my kids without having to chop wood and start a fire. I can get breakfast going for them. And then I can sit down at my computer and start getting a little bit of work done. No other women in history have had those kinds of benefits. So it's okay to acknowledge that we have a lot of benefits and that we can take advantage of those. Okay, so a few last things as we're just thinking about mom guilt. I want you to just practice a little bit of self-awareness. When you start slipping into that mom guilt, don't stay there. Catch yourself and redirect the energy because you're not doing yourself any good by focusing on mom guilt and wallowing in that mud puddle. And then I want you to find a way to redirect that energy. Can you redirect it into your children? Can you redirect it into yourself by picking up a new hobby or doing something you love? Can you redirect it into your business? Find a way to redirect the mom guilt into a way that is going to be better for you, be better for your family, and be better for your business. All right, that wraps up our episode. We made this really fast tonight because I got stuff to do. But I want you to know that it's normal. All the moms are feeling it. You're not alone, but that doesn't mean you have to. And we're going to be diving into this all season long. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to joining you on this journey. And let's get rid of the mom guilt. Let's get rid of it. I'm done. Bye.